doing? Yeah, I spent a little more time playing the introduction on this particular segment of Bass Week because I feel it's important that as bass players we understand that we can play throughout different genres. We don't necessarily have to adhere ourselves to funk or blues or rock or R&B or neo soul or any of the other genres that are put upon us. Music is music. So what I was doing today, I was just playing. I started off with like what was like a funk type groove, but because of the drums that were in the background, I modulated. So what we're really going to talk about today really is reading. And I know it's like, whoa, I thought we were going to do funk, but no, it's going to lead to that. See, as musicians, you want to be liberated. And sometimes your ear can only hear what it hears. Now, how do I know this? Because I live in Georgia now, but I used to live in New York. And when people hear me speak, they know I don't come from Georgia. So your ear can only internalize what it was used to hearing. And it's hard to break out of that mode. Now, there are people who have learned how to get out of their accents, like if they have a job like a newscaster, because they are forced to learn how to mimic and understand and listen very deeply. So unless you're going to listen very deeply to break out of whatever dynamic that you have found yourself in because of the genres that you listen to, the only other way to really get out of that is by reading. Reading can liberate you. It doesn't have to confine you. I think a lot of times as musicians, we think, I don't really want to read because it limits me. And I want to kind of address that today. So here's a book. It's called Simandl. It's my copy. Actually, the second time I bought this book, I think I lost my first copy. And it's funny. I've had this book for a while, and I work from it from time to time. And I usually end up getting up to maybe page 22. And I kind of stop there. It's a rough book to get through. It really is. But it's an amazing book to get through. Now, what's so amazing about it? First of all, it's a method book. Like the first book that we reviewed in this segment was Rufus Reid, which is a method book. And remember, there was a study that I decided not to go into because I said we'll address it later. Well, this is the later. Because it's important that you understand this real estate of the bass. It's very important that you know, at least know your notes here. Okay, because this is the foundation of what the bass is. And then once you learn these notes, then you can move up and you can understand your next position. And then your next position. So this is one position, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the next one, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you get here, there's only one more section to learn, and then everything else repeats. So if you spent even just the first 6 months on the first section, and the next 6 months in the next section, you almost know all of your bass playing. Providing you, are in one of the main genres. If you're doing jazz, you're gonna need a lot more than that. All right, so let me get back to this. So this book is called Simandl, and it's basically a classical book, but I'm going to show you what you heard me play earlier today was really an abbreviation or some skills I got from here. So sometimes if you learn a bass line, you only know how to play the bass line one way. All right, so if I played this bass line here, and I went, but I can also play it like this. And it's the same line, but I can also do it like this. Wait, sorry. There it is. And those different ways of playing it allow you different formulations. So I want to just kind of run through a Simandl exercise because they're not really songs. And they're kind of hard to play. They're kind of boring to play. But it really sets you up to learn how to play very, what's the word I'm looking for? they build in a very sequential way. All right, so let me put this machine on, and it starts off with the scale. Now here comes the exercise. Ready? You're probably like, that was boring, I don't want to play that. But watch what something like that does. Listen to this. Now that I played the F scale, I didn't just play the F scale. I also was outlining the B flat chord, the C chord, and so all within the exercise. So watch this. Try it again. So you could almost hear me outlining those chords within my line because I was reading first, understood where the notes were, got my fingers together to coordinate those movements, and now I can use my ear to express what I want because the knowledge gained from understanding what I read. A good writer needs to first be a good reader. A good leader needs to first be a good follower.